Hello, literature lovers. Today I want to discuss few MCQs since it is very important, and most of the time, MCQs, such objective questions, not only help us in getting better understanding, but they are also helping us in creating interest and while presenting things. And this MCQ thing, it'll also give us an overall picture or whether we have read the work really thoroughly and clearly. So, MCQs and such objective questions, and since they are asked in so many competitive exams, and this is also very important, and it also provides us an overall perspective how we can, in these MCQs, understand the nitty gritty points, some interesting points related to the work, and that creates a kind of background in our mind whether we have read the work in much clearer picture. Secondly, these MCQs, all the points related to them, and will also provide us much better perspective that we have read the work in all the context. Since the work is so wide and sometimes it is really discussed in some different perspective. And another thing is that what are the literary devices, what are the psychological aspects, what are the critical aspects that need to be understood, and all other points related to it, and rhyming schemes, and talking about the different important characters, some mere characters, some minor characters, some symbolic meanings, some backdrop of the thing, some backstory behind the scene, and some historical facts related to it, or some natural facts related to it, whether the story is real based or not, whether the story is totally fiction or not. And all these things are very important to understand an objective point of view. And this particular MCQ which I am dealing with today is basically on the classical one. The age of Chaucer is being emphasized here, and it is very important. And since it is the basic of the time, so it is not based on particular work, but it is particularly based on that period and talking about that period in different context and what are the things related to it are discussed here in brighter perspective. All of them are here. Sorry. And all the things are talked about them. I'm sure you must be getting an overall picture of it and get a really greater picture of what are the things and related to it, and like the first tragedy, introduction of sonnet in England, and all the works related to like the picaresque novel, essay being introduced in England, and Bacon first publication. All of them are very interesting, and you will definitely get an overall perspective of which work is related to which one. And since it is solved MCQ, so it's very simple. You can test yourself, you can test it with your friends whether they are aware of it or not. And it will really refresh your knowledge. Sometimes we have read the things completely and we have full confidence in ourselves that we know the work clearly, but it is not true until and unless you test yourself completely and in continuous succession. You can say with full confidence that you know the things really greatly, and that is the reason why I am sharing these things. with you today. And most of my fellow English learners were also demanding that MCQs should be read, and it's really helpful. And since it contains some nitty gritty facts which really helps in better and clearer picture, so I was really forced by that suggestion that MCQ should be discussed. They are related to Byron now. Bacon next comes next is Ben Jonson, then comes Webster or Ratatouille, and Charles Lamb was also there. And then comes the metaphysical thing, Milton and his works related to it. Now comes the Thomas Brown, and here comes Cowley, Hudibras, The Silent Woman, Dryden, Milton is being discussed, and really you can pause in between and get the overall picture. And the Oxford movement is very important. Tennyson and his works, and Matthew Arnold, George Eliot, Thomas Hardy is there. That's all for today. I'm sure you must have got an overall picture of all of them, and you will definitely get good. Thanks.